Hello, everybody. It's NW Order for Life here with a Akame Ga Kill episode 17 review. This was a crazy episode, especially for people that, just getting this in one shot, surprise and all. For me, I have read the manga, so wasn't so much as a shock, but, it's still pretty shocking to see what happens in animated form. I think the animators did a great job. Very sad. The music and scenery was really beautifully drawn. And so let's just get into it. Akame Got Killed starts off today with Bols had previously thrown his large explosive tank into the sky and ignited it. It made this almost nuclear-like explosion. Um, Leone grabbed the shield from one of Kurome's puppets, and she used the shield to protect her and Akame. And I guess her body withstood most of it, along with the shield. And so Leone was really exhausted, and like she was saying, no worries to Akame. Like, I'm fine. I have confidence in my regenerative abilities. And then she just drops. So Akame was worried there. Bols actually manages to escape somehow. And Kuromi also, she uses her puppet and a towel or whatever his name is to carry her away when the explosion happened. So Tatsumi and Mine and Agenda, Akame, Susano, and Leone all pretty much regroup and go back to base to heal up. Meanwhile, Bowles, while he's walking, he sees this little girl crying under a tree. He wants to help her, so he kneels down, he tries to help her, and he tries to pick her up and carry her. And the little girl, stabs him. Well, first the little girl says, like, but that won't bring all the people that you killed, like, back, will it, or something to that effect. And the little girl turns into Chelsea and stabs him right in the neck, killing him instantly. And well, not really instantly, because Bowles gets up and he starts crawling, and he's like, like sees the vision of his wife and his daughter. He's like crawling to them. He wants to live for their sake, and he dies while doing that. Kuromi, not Kuromi. Chelsea says that that this is like retribution, and um, the people that the little girl that she transformed into was a girl from one of the villages that he burned down, basically only because they suspected the village of treason. There wasn't even any confirmed treason, just a suspect. One person might have been suspect in that whole village, and Bowles burned it all to the ground, killing how many innocent people, killing that little girl, because Kuromi transformed, again, I keep saying it, Chelsea transformed into that little girl. So that was pretty intense. Real quick, my thoughts on that. I feel bad for Bowles' wife and his daughter because they lost their husband and father. But Bowles, for the evil that he committed, I don't feel bad for him. I think it. I mean, he obviously deserves it, but it's not even like like he did it in the past and he's gotten over it. No, he still does it. He still, even if it's for his family's sake, he still burns innocent people alive. He still kills anybody the Empire tells him to kill, or the capital, and it's unforgivable. So Bowles gets what he deserves. It's just a shame for his daughter and his wife. I don't even know if his wife knows his true nature. She probably doesn't. So shame for his family. Anyway, keep going. Lubbock meets Chelsea, and he's like, "Oh, great job, you did it." And Chelsea's like, "We got to go kill Kurome because Kurome is going to, possibly get more puppets. She'll kill more people, get more puppets. We can't let her restock. We have to kill her now while she's at her weakest." And Lubbock is like, "Well, no, that's too risky for you. That's not what you would normally do." And she's like, "No, this is the best logical choice." And she's like, "You go get, Night Raid to come and back me up. I'm going to go and take care of this, just in case more enemies show up, get like, a couple Night members to back me up." And as Chelsea's walking away, she's like, "Yeah, that's bull." She's like, "There's no way I would be doing this. The only reason I'm doing this is because of you, Tatsumi. Like, I'll have you take responsibility for this later." Apparently, her feelings for Tatsumi is making her want to be praised by him for doing such a good job, and maybe also giving her confidence that she can do it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but she uses Tatsumi as she cites him as her reason as for why she's going through with this crazy scheme. So we see Night Raid. Leone says that she will, they're back at the hideout. Mine's getting bandaged up by Susano and Tatsumi, and they're all resting and talking a bit. And Leone says that when Lubba comes, he can reattach her arm with the string, and once he does that, her natural regenerative abilities of her Teigu will meld her, heal her arm back together. Just gotta get, stick the bones, stick the skin, all the muscles, and her Teigu will just reconnect them all and heal it. So that's really cool. Nice combo they have there. Leone will be fine. And then, of course, Loba comes in and he says Chelsea went after Chelsea went after what's his name, Kurome. Went after Kurome alone, and she's going to need backup. And the agenda sends sends Tatsumi and Akame to go back her up. Also, one thing I could talk about too is when Bols was walking before he saw Chelsea as a little girl, he was having flashbacks of his life and like how he was, burning people, whatever, and they just basically show him like with Esdeath and at a younger Esdeath, and he takes off his mask, and we don't see his face, but we see like that he has blonde hair, and Ez is like, "Oh, your face isn't that bad, like your face is fine," or something to that effect. So we can probably assume that Bowles' face isn't damaged or anything. He's probably just ashamed of what he must look like when he kills people, that he covers his face up with a mask. That's what I'm assuming. But yeah, so now Kurome is eating these cookies because the drug that she was worn, the doping effect has worn off, and she's going into these withdrawal symptoms. So she's eating these cookies, and I guess every time she's ever eaten sweets, the cookies, is because it's probably related to like a withdrawal symptom that she needs for her medicines or her drugs that she takes. And Kurome sees Bols walk up to her, and Chelsea is obviously Bols, and she's basically, she says she knows all his mannerisms, and she's memorized his speech patterns and all that stuff. That's the ability for Teigu. And, she's just going to wait for her opportunity to kill Kurome. And Kurome kind of talks about her past. I don't know if she talks about it or we just see it when she was sitting there eating cookies or when she's walking. But we see that Kurome and Akame, they were little girls. They were forced to become assassins, basically made to go through a forest, get to the other side, and whoever gets to the other side will become assassins. Whoever doesn't will pretty much die. So these little girls were forced to, endure and survive. And then after that, they split Akame and they split Kurome. And we see this mad scientist guy basically say, "Oh, you're not fit to be an assassin." Like Akame was sent to like the elite 7 girls that were going to be like expert assassins trained by this guy, whereas Kurome wasn't as good as Akame, and she was kind of frail and not strong. So they end up sending her to this other group that will be experimented on and injected to make them strong. And that's obviously where Kurome gets all her drugs and everything from. So, while we're seeing all that, Bowles, Chelsea, leans down and tries to like put his hand on the shoulder to make her feel better, blah, blah, blah. Gets the opportunity, transforms into Chelsea, and stabs Kurome in the same vital spot that she did with Bowles. And Chelsea says, like, this is a charm to make the pain go away, because Kurome was in pain from the drug. So, at the very least, this will stop your pain, and you can go in peace, and whatever that she says. And then Kurome, as Chelsea's walking away, she just pops up and she says, "It didn't work. It didn't stop the pain. The pain is still there, and it's even worse," and blah, blah, blah. So she's got this real demonic look on her face, kind of like Seryu, a little different, more of a dark kind of aura type of look. And Chelsea is freaking out because Chelsea doesn't have any other weapons on her. All she has are those little needles, and all she does is transform. So Kurome uses Natal to and another puppet. She has two of them. She has the gunning puppet. I think her name is Doyle, and she sends both of them to go after Chelsea, who flees, and Chelsea gets her Teigu shot, and so she can't use it anymore. It's pretty much broken, and then all of a sudden, her fingers come off, and she's like running and she's running and she's going to like this. She gets to this flower field. It's really beautiful, and that's when Natal, whatever his name is, gets there, slices her off her arm. Then the woman puppet shoots her doll, whatever, shoots her right in the stomach, like in the chest area, and she falls back on the flowers, like in shock from being shot, and she's got no arm. And then, like, pretty much, you just see a close-up image of Natal going in for the kill with his sword, whatever it is, like the lance kind of weapon. And she says to herself, "Oh, I see. So I'm the one that's getting that's getting retributed. Like, she's the one who's receiving retribution. Like, she's in the negative way." And it's just really sad, because she says like how she wanted to be praised by Tatsumi, and she wanted to, be with Night Raid, and she's upset that she's leaving the world or whatever, and she just closes her eyes, and that's the end of Chelsea. And the next time we see her is at the very end of the episode, where she had where pretty much Tatsumi and Akame are looking, and it's raining, and Tatsumi heads into the capital and uses the Incursio armor to make himself invisible, and he's looking for her. He thinks he sees a trail of blood. He thinks that must be not Chelsea's blood, because he feels like Chelsea is this professional assassin, so he feels like there's no way this could be her blood. Maybe she was captured, though. Like, I'll look around, and he sees in the square, he sees Chelsea's head with her eyes closed and a very sad face on a pike, just right on top of the pike, and her hair blowing in the wind with her eyes closed. It's very disturbing, very depressing. And my thoughts on Chelsea's death was, because they showed her past too, and her past was basically, she was this girl who was trying to get high up in the social circles by being this guy's maid or servant or whatever, and then she would, rise up in status, and at some point do something. I don't know what her plan was, but basically he was this corrupt, evil kind of person. He was killing people while they were naked in the yard and things like that, whatever. And he had a Teigu in the basement, and the Teigu was Gaia Foundation, Chelsea's Teigu, and it was calling out to her. So the reason why it was in the basement was because nobody could use it. Nobody he got, or himself, nobody could use it, so he locked it up in the basement, and it was calling out to her, and she found it, and she was able to use it instantly, and she killed him, and pretty much decided right there and then that she can now fix this corrupt world, and hence why she sought out the Revolutionary Army. But yeah, so her goals were just, I mean, I look at it like, I know both sides, the assassins of Night Raid and the Jaegers or whatever, that they have their own sense of justice that they believe in. But, Chelsea was, killing evil to make a better world. Yes, some of the Jaegers feel that way, but, some of them don't. Like Esdeath, she don't care. Dr. Stylish, he didn't care. They were pure evil. As it is, Stylish is. I mean, Seryu is pure evil, but she thinks that she's fighting for good, so she can kind of get a pass. But Stylish and Esdeath, they don't care. Kurome is kind of just like a brainwashed puppet. She just does what she's supposed to do. That's how she was raised, with the drugs and everything. It's not her fault. It's just what it is. But yeah, but But again, on Chelsea, I don't feel like she was an evil person. I feel like she killed because she wanted to make the world better, and she wanted to, save people. And she only killed evil people. She never killed innocents like Bols did. So yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Like to hear what you guys think in the comments below. But the episode overall is fantastic. Really pulls at your heartstrings, especially for all of you if you haven't read the manga. To see it animated and everything, and just come at you all at once and be surprised. I can imagine how that must feel. When I started the manga, I was pretty shocked. So yeah, it's really good. The music was fantastic with Chelsea's death and Bowles' death, and the the got some background, a lot of plot on Kurome's past and Bowles' past and Chelsea's past. So it was a great episode to explore the story, the character development, and progresses the plot with now a Jaeger down and a Night Raid member down, and there's still going to, like, right now the fight is over between the Jaegers and Night Raid, but obviously it's not going to end that like that. And we know Kuromi is alive because Kurome, even though she was clutching her neck at the end and she was like, "Oh, it really hurts," even though like the drug isn't really helping like I thought it was. Like, she's still alive in the preview, and so we know she's probably going to stay alive, right? So, but yeah, great episode. Giving it a 10 out of 10. Action, story, character progression, plot progression, just all good stuff. And seeing Tatsumi's face at the end, on his knees and in his incursio, like looking up at Chelsea's head, that's a scene, man. That's a scene, and it's really good. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Episode 17, review of Akame Got Kill. Let me know what you guys think about the deaths in this episode, if they were too much, if it just isn't enough time with Night Raid members or Jaeger members. If you think it's just too quick, what you thought of the scenery, anything you could think of, post in the comments below and we'll discuss it. And thanks again. If you'd like, please give me a thumbs up to let me know that you liked the video, and subscribe for more Akame Got Killed videos in the future. Thanks, and have a great night.